Hall of Fame gang coming from the Bay, man. We just some hometown heroes chopping up game. Hall of Fame gang coming from the Bay, man. We just some hometown heroes chopping up game. Celebrity, nothing nice. Celebrity, nothing nice. Celebrity, nothing nice. Celebrity, nothing nice at the president. Celebrity, nothing nice. Celebrity, nothing nice.
Set the precedent. Yo, welcome to another episode. I am DJ Nothing Nice.
And I am Celebrity,
fellow host, man. Thank you for rocking with us. And we got a special guest in today.
You already know who it is.
And a lot of accolades, a lot of highlights. I gotta pull out my phone for this, man. We got PBA 2003 4th overall pick to the TNT. That's Talking Text team, by the way. 7-time PBA champion, 2011 PBA All-Star, 2003 PBA Mythical second team,
Sheesh.
2007 PBA All-Defensive team, and 25th all-time in rebounds. We have Mr. Harvey Carey II.
Round of applause.
Appreciate y'all guys having me here tonight, man.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
It's an honor, man.
Man, thanks for coming.
Man, this is special right here.
How you feeling? How you living? What's the news?
I feel great, man. I've been home for a little while, about a month. Just taking it all in, spending time with family, catching up with friends. I mean, it's kind of difficult right now at the times we're in, but trying to do the best to catch up with people, and I'm close to.
Okay. We some hoopers too, man. Dre's spoken very highly of you. Everything I heard is all good news. So, that was kind of loud. I'm excited. So, how'd you get into basketball, and tell us your journey and how you got there, and when you knew it was something you wanted to do for the rest of your life?
Man, actually, my first sport I ever played was baseball.
Okay.
That was my love. Like from 8 years old all the way to high school, I was just playing baseball, and that was my sport. I never really played hoop, just on the blacktop in the park with friends. But when I got to high school, all my friends played hoop. They were like, try out. I'm like, man, I ain't no hooper.
Right. But you big though.
I wasn't then.
Oh, okay.
So I tried out for the JV team, and it was about 60 people out there on the first day.
Damn.
And it was old school. Like every day there was a list, and you go check the list, see if your name was there.
Yeah,
that was exciting.
That was a real thing, by the way. That's not just in movies. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That was a real thing.
And they was cutting that shit.
Yeah. My heart was pumping every day. So long story short, it was the last day of cuts. I'm going through. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, man, my name is here. 7, 8, 9. My name was the 12th name up on the list. And my whole 9th grade year, I barely saw the court. But I was just happy to be on the team.
Yeah.
I was on the team with the homies. Mm-hmm. But I started to love it even more. I mean, I grew up loving hoop. In the 80s with the Lakers and everything. My favorite player was Magic.
Okay.
But, over that summer, I kind of grew, and I was going to go hoop every day. Park and Rec. I go to Upper Noe. I go to Portola. I go to St. Mary's.
You bringing back the days, man.
I mean, that's the bus everywhere, wherever the run was.
Right, wherever the run was at.
That's the way the city used to be, man.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Even I get my ass kicked by the OGs, but it was making me get better. So, we won the championship later on, the city championship my senior year.
Wait. City champ. What high school did you play for?
Philip and
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Pumas.
I think it's still the only championship in school history.
It is.
1997.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was a long time ago. I went to college. I went to JC first. I went to Skyline Junior College. We went back-to-back titles over there. Ended up at Sonoma State D2. Graduated from Sonoma State. And my assistant coach in high school, this Filipino guy, Joe Piangyang, he's like my mentor.
Joe
Fish. Shout out, Singapore.
Nice.
But when I was 16, he was like, man, you could go to the Philippines and do something with this. And I'm like, Philippines? For what? The only thing I knew about Philippines is that's where my family is from. My grandparents lived with me, so I knew Tagalog a little bit. But the food, that was the extent of it. You hear stories. Mm-hmm. I was like, Philippines, I'm cool here.
Yeah, right.
But he was always continuously in my ear planting that seed. So when I was finishing college, he was like, look, we're going to go over there. I'm going to take you. I was like, fresh out of college, like, cool. You know what I mean?
Ready to see some shit?
We went out there. Man, I had never been out of the States before. Went there, and we're driving around the first day, and there's traffic. There's like people everywhere. It's like an ant farm, just people moving.
What was the weather like?
It was hot.
Oh man, that's a different type of hot.
I had long braids, and it just slapped me off the plane. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa. But anyway, we were driving around. He's like, can you see yourself living here for a while? I was like, hell no. I was in culture shock.
Yeah.
I just got that. See the way the humidity is set up here.
Man,
Nigga can't even breathe.
Sweating my braids out. But, I was there for about 7-8 days, came back, and, I had a little job offer because I graduated college, and I was like, should I take it?
What'd you major in, by the way?
Sociology.
Nice.
I had a minor in criminal justice.
Okay.
So I was like, man, I got this job waiting for me, or should I go take this chance? So I ended up going back out there maybe a month before they were going to have a draft. They had a draft camp. Went in there as an unknown, and I was picked fourth.
Wow.
And been there 17 years. Just finished up my 17th year in December.
Big 17. One team.
One team. Fortunate to be there. I've been on every single championship they've ever won.
That's what's up.
So, I've been blessed. My journey, it hasn't always been easy.
Of course,
some
of
tough
course.
times, and especially first going there, we didn't have smartphones. We had to get calling cards, and being away from family for a long time. But you just go through your everyday grind, and it's something that you love. Your family. Big thing for me is my family supported me. Just do what you got to do. We're gonna be here. So that helped me a lot.
Man, I was about to say, man, congratulations on that. But 17 years from now, and then that seems like it could have been 100 years ago. How far technology and the times have changed.
I'm gonna tell you what. I had a laptop, and I had dial-up in the house.
Damn.
At my apartment, and I would go plug it in, log in, take a shower, come up, and it'll be halfway loaded. You know what I mean?
Today's world will never know about nothing about that. Nothing about what was Wi-Fi back then?
There was nothing.
There was no Wi-Fi.
I'd go to the mall. They had an internet cafe, and that's how I catch up on the news, like what's going on ESPN, check my emails or whatever. So, that's how I stayed updated. Just spend most of my time at the internet cafe.
So speaking about the Philippines, your first time out there, other than the traffic and the dial-up and the heat, what other things that really made you feel culture shocked?
Those were the main things that really got to me initially. But some smells maybe.
Okay. What about the no running water in your first apartment?
Yeah, taking a shower was that was difficult. Just the shower head would just trickle water sometimes, and I'd be under there just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like just sticking it out. Some days it was okay, but it was like soft, so you'd have to get up under there and it just trickle on you.
Yeah.
But some of those things is humble beginnings. Just always remember what was my goal. Like I'm here, I'm playing professional, and I'm trying to make something out of this. So
also, what advice would you have for any young athlete or basketball player that inspire to play overseas?
First of all, just to always be humble. Don't let anyone discourage you. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. If they do, use it as fuel and motivation to keep pushing. Just always every day do something that will make you get better that day. Whether it's 1% on days that I call a character day, that you don't feel like doing shit.
I like that. I like that, man. I'm about to steal that, man. Character day.
Shit, you get 1% better, whether it's I'm just gonna stretch or active rest. You know what I mean? I'm active. I'm gonna go in here and just get on the bike or go do some shots. Every day you want to get better, or watch film. You don't want to do anything, just watch film. So, and always ask questions of guys that's been there before you.
Mamba mentality.
Because that's where the knowledge comes from, and it will take you a long way if you absorb it. You know what I'm saying? It'll resonate with you. Some things will and some things won't, but take those things. I'll take a little bit from you. I'm gonna take a little bit from you, and that's how you're gonna get there. And the journey isn't always gonna be easy, but when you get over those obstacles, that's what's gonna make you better in the long run.
Got it. Another big question. I don't think people understand the actual politics in PBA basketball, and how hard it is to stay. Mm-hmm. You've been there for 17 years on one team, and there's a lot of people that have been in and out of the league. Why do you think other people aren't able to make it?
I think the number one thing is they come in there thinking that they're the dude. They come out there thinking like, I'm going out there, I'm just going to hoop on these dudes. I'm going to smash on every single dude. Oh, yeah, you got to have that attitude, but you don't want it to be, where it's going to take away from your ability. You come in there loud. You come in there like, man, F you. Because over there it's different. You go to gyms here and you can talk shit.
Right.
Over there, they're a little bit more like, damn, they'll take it like, they're a little bit more sensitive is what I want to say. Mm-hmm. But you want to go out there and just put your head down and push. Let your game talk. Because that's what ultimately what's going to happen. They're going to be like, oh, this guy could hoop. But you still got that confidence in you, like, I'm going to smash him. But like, don't let it be so outward to where it's like, it's blocking them from seeing what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, a little burp. Sticking on politics, though. Were you in the Philippines when the pandemic hit?
I was in the Philippines when the pandemic hit.
Let me ask you this, man. What was your reaction or the people's reaction out there? Because, we even heard it over on this side. But when the president announced anyone who defies curfew will be shot, what was your reaction, or what were people thinking out there? Because I was like, whoa.
It's kind of normal for him to get on national TV and talk like that. It wasn't his first time. He's done it for different topics, So, it's just like, shit, he's serious.
Right.
Your ass home.
Right.
But it was hard. Like, in the beginning, you couldn't leave your house, and then only one person per household could leave. And
I didn't even know that.
They had checkpoints. So you had to have a quarantine pass from your village or community where you're at to be able to leave.
Damn.
And then it got stricter where it was like, I couldn't even say like, we're in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. I couldn't go to Daly City because I'm not a resident. So you had to stay in your circle. You know what I mean? So it was getting a little difficult. Now,
hopefully he was living in a good city.
I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm straight.
So to this day, so it's almost a year, kids or youth under 20 cannot leave the house, and senior citizens can't leave the house. So I was in the mall. I was going Christmas shopping. They still got Toys R Us over there. I went into Toys R Us, and it was so eerie because I couldn't hear any kids because there wasn't any. You either go in a toy store, you hear laughter.
Yeah.
Joy.
None. Because kids can't come out.
Right.
And that's just detrimental to mental health for the kids.
Definitely.
I don't know what the statistics are on depression or suicide going on over there, but, man, it's tough for kids over there right now. And I feel for them.
Oh, man.
Are they talking about the vaccine out there?
Yeah, they're talking about the vaccine. I think it's funny. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble, but they have a vaccine, but the people that, frontliners are supposed to get it, but the politicians are all getting it right now.
Of course.
I mean? So that's how it is right now over there, and it sucks. And one thing, too, that bothers me is the distance learning, but a lot of kids or a lot of families, they can't afford Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. A lot of these families are living in poverty. So how are they learning? These kids are already behind. Now they're falling even further behind because how can they learn if they can't get online?
Right.
They don't have smartphones. They can't afford that. So it's tough. So you feel for them, and it's just a tough time right now, and hopefully we can get over it soon.
Man, I 100% agree with you, and this whole pandemic has really just shed a light on how shady sounds like in the Philippines, but I know it's over here in the U.S. too, just how shady politics are. Just it's dirty. It's a dirty game. Mm-hmm. It's a dirty game, man. But switching gears from that, getting back to you on the basketball court. You've been playing for a while, long time.
So just a little bit.
Who would you say that you molded your game after, or a player who you admired, and who do you think personally, and who have you been compared to?
Growing up, like I said earlier, my favorite player as a kid was Magic Johnson.
Okay.
You know, he just ran the show, Showtime, no look, all that. And I still do that now.
Right.
But when I got to high school and I figured like that ain't going to be my game, it was Scottie Pippen.
Okay. I can see that.
I wore 33 and everything. I had the flat top. I had the wristband. I had all that. When I got into college, it was more towards like Charles Barkley because I was undersized.
Okay.
But now that I'm older, they compare me to Udonis Haslem. Almost similar. You know, we've been on the same team a long time, scrappy.
Right.
Do all the dirty work. You know
I would kind of think that. I think that you do more. I think you get more playing time than he does, though.
A little bit.
I would think you get more playing
I'm about
time.
to be 42 in March, so.
Oh, well, man, you're doing great. You're
So,
doing
I
great.
try to do what I could do when I can do it. You know.
Hell yeah.
So what has changed with the procedure of the entry into the PBA now? Like from when you started and now?
As coming in as someone with Filipino.
Yeah, Phil Lamb.
Okay, so first come in, you got to have all the documents proving your lineage, your heritage. There, you got to have ribbon from there's like this ribbon you get from the consulate, Philippine consulate, proving everything. I was able to go straight in as a local because I have Filipino. My mom's Filipina, but the year after me, they made this rule where you have to do a year residency it's like their D League there,
right.
the G League. So you have to do a year residency. So luckily I was able to come before that. And then in the PBA, they made this rule that only 5 Filipino Americans per team. But when I came in, the best player could be on the team. You know what I mean? But now they put a limit on how many guys. So that's why you're seeing less and less guys coming over as a Filipino American because the rules and the regulations are so tough.
Why do you think they did that?
They feel like guys are coming over and taking jobs.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
the locals. I can understand where they're coming from, but I mean, all around the world, if you're the best at your occupation, you get the job.
Right.
You know, like,
definitely. Most qualified should get the job.
And I could say, like, you know, a lot of Filipino women coming from the Philippines, they want to be nurses. And all of them come out here to be a nurse. So how much the US is like, oh, we can only have 25 Filipino nurses per hospital, or you know, it would be an uproar.
Right.
But you know, that's their rule. We gotta abide by it. You know what I mean?
You've been in the league for 17, so you ain't even tripping.
Yes.
Kick me out now. It's all good.
Yeah.
You touched on it earlier, and I think this might backtrack to Dre's question, but just to touch back on it, what adjustments did you have to make on the basketball court, like your play here when you were playing in the U.S. versus when you went to the PBA, the changes you think you had to make, and culturally, what changes did you make from, you know, being a U.S. citizen to going to the Philippines?
Well, one thing for sure is the physicality of the game over there, and just overseas in general.
What's it like?
There's no ticky-tack fouls. Like, you know, you watch NBA now, it's like you can't even blink at somebody.
I'm about to say, you sneeze on somebody.
Dog, over there ain't no blood. It's not going to be a foul. Like, when I first, as a rookie coming in, I'm cutting through the lane. I'm getting
clothesline,
chest, sand going up. They pulling me down. I mean, they doing shit like I'm boxing out and they sticking their fingers up my ass. And they just want a reaction.
Yeah.
You know? And it's dirty. It's dirty. Everything, man. You be trying to box out, they pinching you and elbowing you. I had long hair when I first, they pulling on my hair. It's like, it's crazy. And they don't even call foul.
Nah.
Going up for a layup or a dunk, you could get clothesline and usually get kicked out the game, but it's called regular foul.
All layups.
Right. And because at that time, I mean, you not being a native, I mean, would that have something to do with it too? Like, they ain't going to give you the favoritism, you being a rookie, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, that as well, feeling like the job's being taken, but, you know, it's all part of it.
Right.
You know, I was prepared for it, and I was just like, I'm just going to keep playing. You know, I dished it out too.
Yeah.
Right.
So don't complain when I do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're going to dish it, you should be able to take it as well. So that's one thing I had to adjust, you know, like, at first I had to look over my shoulder, but after a while I'm like, shit, I'm going to do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But culturally, I mean, I grew up, you know, with my mom and my grandparents. So I think I grew up a Filipino household, and I knew a lot about the culture. My grandfather always told me about the Philippines. But you don't really get it until you get there.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you hear stories,
Yeah.
but when you get there,
I've heard stories.
You're just like, wow. But the people are amazing. They're
Hospitality is
hospitable.
awesome.
And you better bring your appetite, because if you don't eat, they're going to take it as disrespect.
Yeah.
But it's great. I love the Philippines. There's amazing people, great beaches, wonderful food. I just wish it was a lot closer so I could see my family a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because being over there a long time, you miss out on a lot. My parents are getting a little older, and just think about only seeing your parents or, my sister, my niece and nephew only 17 times in 17 years.
Wow.
It's tough.
That's
People think
tough.
it's easy.
Nah.
I'm there all year. We play year round, so it could weigh on you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they support me. They're just like, do your thing. We'll be here. So I'm just glad I'm here now. Got an extended break, and I'm just enjoying the holiday. It was my first Christmas and New Year since after my rookie season.
Goodness gracious.
Jesus.
Yeah,
How was that?
because we usually play on Christmas.
Yeah. How was that though?
It was great.
Yeah.
What's the flight like? I don't know. Asking, but what's the flight like, Dre?
It depends if you're going direct or you got a layover.
I don't even know. Can you could get a direct flight to the Philippines?
Yeah, Philippine Airlines
Yeah.
take you going and take you 15, coming back is about
I
11
couldn't do
and
it.
a half, 12.
I couldn't do it.
I had a layover.
And I hate
Beijing,
flying.
so.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Just knock out.
Couldn't do it. Give me some drugs.
So
That'll help.
So my question to you also is so when you first got to the Philippines, and I know they're so in love with the game and American culture. Who were they calling you when you were in the streets? Because everybody's a basketball player. Everybody's some type of basketball player. You get out there, they start calling you a name of a professional player.
Not necessarily. When I first got there, of course, I had the long hair and everything, and they would call me Spreewell.
Okay, yeah.
At the time, there was an NBA player like Ira Newble. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he had long hair. But they just were like saying like, basketball player? Are you a basketball player? I was like, I wasn't even in the league yet. I just landed.
Yeah,
And I'm coming through the airport. They're like, what team do you play for? And I'm like, I don't even know the team.
That-
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, they love basketball. It's part of the culture.
Because when
It's the
I
number one sport. I'm sorry.
Nah, you
number
good.
one sport in the country. You talk to anybody on the street and they could tell you so much about the game.
Man,
They're
I
very
be seeing
opinionated.
videos of fools hooping in flip flops,
Yeah.
barefoot.
yeah,
What?
Sock.
I have a
Flop-flop,
few.
It'll be on the jumping leg.
They're sharing it. Yeah,
Yeah, on the jumping leg they'll have one.
serious?
Yeah.
Where if your strong leg is the left, he'll have that slipper on that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah. They
Rain,
it's
raining, typhoon, they out there.
Out there, I've seen it.
Off the beach, they have a little makeshift hoop out there. Anywhere you go,
There's a hoop.
remote place, there's a hoop.
and if you go play, the whole province is coming out to watch.
Oh, they're gonna watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a crowd.
I was James Harden for 3 weeks when I was out there.
I remember you used to tell me.
Yeah, I'm. By the way, as y'all can tell, I'm nowhere.
Nowhere.
Skin complexion is James Harden. Height, I'm bald. He has hair. It's nowhere close, just a beard. But I was James Harden for 3 weeks. I was cool with it. My bags are getting carried. It was good. It was James Harden for 3 weeks. Wasn't bad at all. Wasn't
Treat you
bad
like
at
a
all.
king, huh?
Yeah.
Man, 17 years, 7 championships. Do you still get nervous before games or before, is there anything that gets you rattled?
Man, I get nervous and excited before every single game.
Damn.
After all these years.
What's
And
your pregame routine?
on my pregame, I just chill most of the day, get a haircut, and take a pregame nap, get a good meal in, get to the game, listen to music, and just get ready. I don't really do nothing else outside of that. You know what I mean?
What's the most important to you? What's the most important individual stat? What's the most important stat for a player to you?
For me,
Yeah, what do you think?
that's a tough one.
Yeah, for you.
I think the most important stat doesn't come up in the stats
I didn't expect that answer.
because you could score 30 or you could have 30, but who else defending? Who else diving? Who else? The guys on the bench, they up
Right.
cheering like Bazemore.
Set that
did out
screen
there
or
back in
whatever,
the day. Bazemore, he hype, or like you said, set the screen. Who getting Steph open? Like these things don't come up in the stats. They're just as important. Everybody's role is just important in the team. It's just not sexy.
Right.
It's not sexy, but somebody got to do it. I made a career out of it.
For argument's sake, what stat you gonna pick?
I mean, everyone want to score. You know what I mean? Like I think that's great.
What about you, Dre?
I think scoring's a sexy one. Scoring is a sexy one, man. But man, defense. You said stat wise.
Stat wise.
It has to be scoring. It has to be scoring.
I like that stat that they. I don't know. I just noticed it. Yeah, PER plus minus.
Plus minus, yeah.
The plus minus. I'd be like, I think that that's very important. What happens when you're on the court?
But it was
the analytics, yeah.
But
True.
In a swing of the game, you might come in when your
Kyrie
team is
hates
down.
that stat. No, I'm just kidding.
Come in, the team is on a run,
Right?
And shit, plus minus is going, it's boo boo.
Yeah.
You take it with a grain of salt.
How's the so for people that don't know, the money wise, how is the pay being a PBA or professional basketball player out there?
The pay it's pretty well. Guys get compensated, but I mean it's not the NBA,
Of course,
right?
But you get well taken care of. They take care of you, especially if you're really good. I could say they give you a place to stay, or they give you someone to drive for your chauffeur, or if you're at that level. But the pay is really well. You can make a great living over there, especially as Americans there, the dollar goes a long way.
For the people that don't know, give them an example. What's the dollar, the currency exchange rate?
So right now, I think it's about 49 or let's say 50 pesos for $1. So if you had $20,000, you would have 1 million pesos. So you'd be a millionaire in the Philippines.
So for y'all that don't know, you better book your vacations.
Right. Oh, I say that's amazing. If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing? What could you see yourself doing?
I wanted to work with the youth, coming out, working with at-risk youth as a counselor, and that's what I was going to do when I came out of college. I feel like I can relate to a lot of those kids just because I came from where they came from. And just be an example of someone that can make it, because when I was growing up, I didn't know anyone, really. I just seen the dudes with the nice-ass cars. They got the women, like, damn, what they doing? There's nothing that I shouldn't want to do, but damn, they got it all. But it's someone I could relate to them rather than someone that's from, I don't know, across the water in Marin coming over here trying to talk to them like, man, what the fuck you know about me?
Right.
You don't know how I grew up. So that's what I wanted to do, just to make an impact on the youth.
What's life after basketball, do you think?
That's what I want to do too.
Nice.
I've never lost that passion. Anytime I can volunteer in the Philippines, I'm always trying to help out with the youth. I work with a couple boys' homes and group homes. I bring them to the games. On my birthday, I always have a bunch of orphans come. I feed them. Just little things like that. I always want to show them some joy, because it's tough for kids over there kids here, they don't understand that the kids there, they have nothing. Nothing.
Man.
Like kids in the project,
you got more.
Man, they got to go get their water. They don't have electricity. They don't have none of that. So
speak on it.
Just to be able to be around those kids, man, it's humbling. And I think it helps me more than it helps them, because, sometimes it hurts my heart because I have two boys. And one time we was in the car and my son was like, God gave us our house, right? I was like, yeah. I was like, he loves us, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, why doesn't he love them? Because all these kids is in the street.
Man.
And he was 5 years old at that time.
Man.
And I was like, I don't know how to answer that.
Right.
That's your mom.
Hey, mama.
But man, I was like, man. But yeah, I always try to do things like that during for my games. One time I set up during the halftime of our game, orphan kids to come play at halftime on Araneta Court, Araneta Coliseum, where Muhammad Ali fought the Thrill in Manila. That's where they played.
Oh, man.
Because that's what usually we would play a lot of our games. So I set that up one time. Just little things, just to give back. Because we're put in positions If you're blessed, you got to share a blessing. So, because
Right.
what's the use of success if you can't share it with people?
Right.
Just, you have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You should be able to give.
So after basketball, we talked about this last time you were in the States. I think, well, one of the times you were here, we're about moving. Like, do you think you're gonna reside in the Philippines when it's all said and done?
Ideally, I'd love to go back and forth, but right now my family's here, so eventually, yeah, I will be back here.
Okay.
But again, I love the Philippines. I'm gonna always go back. I love it. Like I said, I've been there almost 2 decades. I
It's like second home.
My whole adult life there. I straight out of college.
More life over there.
Over 20. I was 23 when I went over there. I'm
Facts.
about to be 42. That's a lot has happened between there. Like, I'm a totally different person than when I first went there. So yeah, I'd love to continue to go back and forth. And ideally, yeah.
That giving back thing is big to me, especially with I have a big heart for kids as well. I mean, they weren't.
We don't agree on many things, but I agree with him on that, man. I agree with him on that.
They weren't. They have no. It's not their fault why they're here.
Right.
And it's not that they have no control over it, and that's my biggest thing. Like, they didn't ask to be here, right? So in the situation that they're in, just being a bright light in their life, or for whatever time you're there, is great. Like, when I was there, I pulled up to a school and I just told the ice cream man for all the kids. Yeah. So
you went out there. You was passing out money. Yeah, I seen that, bro. I seen that.
It wasn't a lot, but for them it is, and it's just that just make them happy, right?
But it ain't even that. It's like you ain't even broke. You ain't broke, but you ain't doing as well as these financial people out here in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but for you to be where you're at and doing very well, by the way, just want to let people know. But for you to go out there and still want to share what you do have, I mean, bro, that speaks volumes, bro.
So for me to say this, if you got anything else, whenever you have anything else going on, let us know. Like, when it comes to giveaways, shoes, whatever, like, let us know. We got a ton of clothes, and it's just having somebody to send it to, right? That's where it boils down to, getting it to the right people, into the right hands. So
we could definitely do that. Always bring back things over there, and like I said, I always done things, and it wasn't even for the notoriety. A lot of people do it, and they post about it. I mean, we're friends. I mean, we follow each other on social media, but I don't post about that shit.
Right.
And even when they ask if they can film it, like TV crew, I'm like, no.
Right.
That's not what I'm doing it for.
Right.
But the one time they did it was for my birthday, and it was because a friend of mine helped me bring the kids in. So no problem. But other than that, that's not my thing.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm not doing it to get no fame or people for likes. I'm doing it for these kids.
One of the realest memes I had seen was people were like, yeah, man, like, I'm not trying to knock people who film giving it out, but what you got to understand is that how do you think the person on the other side feels who's receiving it and you filming them at their lowest point? Like, I looked at it from that standpoint. I was like, damn, I get it. Like, I get it. I mean, either way, I look at it from a positive standpoint. Yeah, from a positive standpoint, but it just showed me another side of it.
Yeah. I feel it to an extent. Well, the part of you're not doing it for the accolades and for the kudos. I mean, I did record when I was out there, but it was because I've never seen anything like this, right? Mm-hmm. And just the smiles that I got joy from, that's why I did it, because recording is to remember these things. I mean, it's great to have it in my head, but recording it just to have a memory of how happy these kids were.
And people who know you wasn't doing it for that reason. Yeah, people who know you know, like, he's really out here and he genuinely means that, because you do a lot for people out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's all good. I don't want to stay on the sad things or whatever, but yesterday was Kobe's 1-year death anniversary. I want to ask both of y'all, but you first, Harvey. Where were you when you heard about Kobe's death, and what was your reaction?
I was actually at the gym. I was at the weight room. It was probably, I don't even know what time it was, like 5, 6 in the morning. I was getting a workout in, and my phone started blowing up. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Right.
I'm checking my phone like Kobe. I'm like, man, whatever, that's fake. And then my phone kept going, and then notifications from ESPN, Bleacher Report.
Right.
I'm like, what? Like, I had to sit down in the gym and just start reading. I'm like, this can't be real. I left the gym. I was only there for about 30 minutes. I left, and I was just taken back. Like, today, I still can't believe it. I know a lot of people can't.
Nah.
But for me, having kids, you know what I'm saying, and my wife, it really hit home. Like, damn, like, he was doing his regular thing every day.
Yeah.
Not knowing that would be the last time he see his wife and his other daughters. And that just hit me, like, hard. And I walked in the house, I seen my kids, like, getting ready for school. I just hugged them, man. Like, so that's where I was. I was at the gym when I found out.
What about you, Dre?
I was at the crib, man. At the crib, and I seen the first notification. People text me because I'm a big Kobe fan, and I had to believe it. It's a lot of fake news going around. So, seen a couple of things, didn't believe it. I started Googling, didn't believe it. Once I seen Woj post it,
yeah,
I was like, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. And yeah, like, I mean, I shed a tear his last game here. Like, you know, I was at the game and chanting Kobe, but seeing that it was unbelievable because, like, I seen a post, they said, like, NBA players don't die. They said Bill Russell is always the oldest person in the room.
Man.
Every room he's in,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He's the oldest person in the room.
Yeah.
And they showed how many NBA stars have passed away, and it's a handful.
Yeah.
NBA stars are passing away. So, yeah, it still, I mean, I'm expecting him to come back sometime soon. It still don't seem real.
It was like he was just getting everything started, man. He had the little podcast of the Punies. I don't know if you guys remember with that. Like, and I mean, he got an Oscar, right? He got
Yeah.
Commercial. I mean,
his book, the commercial. He had a bunch. Yeah.
Bro, he was making noise. He was like in the little bit of the retirement that he had. It was like you seen him popping up, and keep it real. Like, I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan. I hated Kobe. I respected his game. But I was mad. I was mad because they traded Eddie Jones when they got Kobe Bryant. And I was like, and I just always resented the fact, because I was a big Eddie Jones fan, Nick Van Exel, all of them. Like, I was like a fan of that Laker team, you know what I'm saying? When they got Kobe, and I was like, man, who's this youngster, man? Eddie Jones he be D'ing up, he doing it. And then I saw Kobe's game ascend, and I was like, Eddie Jones was still good, but I was like, okay, he ain't Kobe, you know what I'm saying? But still, I just held that. But I never disrespected his game, and I was actually driving past my parents' house. I was headed to BJ's. Over on 3rd and Paul.
No, that
yeah, I'm from Columbus.
Man, I was headed over there, and I was going to eat breakfast because it happened early. And my phone started going off, and I was like, and I'm in a group chat, and they were like, "Boy, you heard Kobe's dead? That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake." You see MSN, CNN. You like, these are usual credible sources, but being, you know, fans or hoop heads, you like, man, that ain't real. Man, and then everybody's, his daughters was with him. All of them did this, that, and this.
There was a lot of extra going on.
There was a whole lot of extra going on, but even to find out that even one of his daughters was with him and how they died, I was like, once they put the story out, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I came to grips because it's like, he always take a helicopter. He used to take it to the game. They needed to get to her game. I was like, that sounds like some Kobe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna do, you know, what he needs to, especially what he had been saying about his daughter. I was like, damn. And in some ways, like you were saying, like how basketball players don't die, I don't know how to put this, but it's almost like he loved the game so much and he was so devoted. And I know the weather conditions wasn't safe, and it was like, you're not supposed to fly in that kind of weather, you know what I'm saying? But he was so devoted to the game and his daughter and her greatness. It's like it kind of backfired. I don't know, you know, it's heavy, bro. It's heavy, bro. I was like,
so let's shift gears. Got a question to ask you. Tell me about Kid Analyst.
Who is that?
That is my oldest son, Trey.
Okay.
He loves everything about it, like playing it, commentating. He makes videos, highlights. He does all his own editing and everything. Kid Analyst on IG. If you guys want to follow him, he got some good content. He's interviewing PBA players. You know,
okay.
He does his own questions. He has a list. I have nothing to do with it. That's all him. And he's like,
Okay.
"Dad, can you?"
How old is he?
He's 12.
Nice.
And that's the only reason why we opened up a social media account for him, because he had so much content. He's doing unboxings. He's doing all these things. And like I said, he loves the game. He loves hoop. And he's like, "Dad, I want to be a professional one day." I'm like, "Hey, I'll help you. But I'd rather you be the owner."
Right. Oh, man. That's, that's heavy.
He's like,
that's
Dad,
heavy.
He's like, "Dad, I want the attention, though."
My guy.
I'm like, "You can get attention."
Kids being kids, man.
I'm like, "The owner." I was like, "Look, if you making $5 million a year and everyone on your team's making $5 million a year, what is the owner making?"
Right.
And he's like, "You right, but I still want to be a player."
Right. But for him to even comprehend that, though, that's that's pretty good.
This dude would sit and watch film. Like, we'll have a game, and he'll be like, I'll be preparing for a game. He's like, "Dad, they ran this play 4 times in a row, and they only did it, scored once."
Damn.
That's how deep he's into it. I was like, "Shit, you might be a coach."
Yeah.
Right.
But he don't want to be a coach. So.
For real.
But, that's my son, Trey. Yeah.
Nice.
How does it feel? Because, I mean, I know a lot of people, a lot of Phil-Am players from the Bay go over, well, all over, but from the Bay especially. And from what I know of, you're one of the guys they check in when they get there. Like how does that how does that feel? Like, everybody seems to hit you when
They call you OG?
They call me OG.
Oh,
it's all good.
man.
It's just a respect thing. Big homie,
yeah.
all that. But it's cool. Like, I put myself out there for the guys, too. Like, if you ever need anything, just holler at me. Here's my number. If I meet you through someone or whoever, like, I'm going to treat you like I've known you a long time. Because there's some guys, when I first went there, like the pioneer Filipino Americans, that helped me. So it's only right that I continue to do that for others. But I'm always put myself out there. Some guys, they don't want the help. That's cool with me. It don't bother me.
Right.
But, there's guys that always be like, "Hey," I tell them, like, even if it's not about hoop, I'm here, man. Like, we all family. We all trying to make it out here. So it feels good. That respect and trust that they give me, that I've been out there so long.
Yeah, you like the bridge.
Yeah.
They good crossing that bridge. 17 years in the league, man. 7 championships. What is the game like in the PBA then versus now? I don't know if you answered this already, because like in NBA, you see everybody. The Steph Curry done changed the game. You know what I'm saying? What changes have you seen from then versus now?
When I first got in, there were a lot of big. It's posting up a lot of big men. You'd be a guy shoot 3-4 threes, or the team will shoot 3, 4, 5 threes a game. Now one guy do that.
Oh, hell yeah!
No big men are stepping out shooting. Like, the game has evolved so much, and I love it. It's faster. Guys are highly skilled. Your 7-footer doesn't mean you're obligated to be down on a block anymore, and that's the huge change now. I mean, that's internationally. In Europe, they've been doing that,
Right.
So that's the biggest change that I've noticed since I've been over there.
What's your say you're on the court, and you got the ball, shot clock going down. What's your go-to move?
My go-to move.
Your go-to move.
Well, I don't really try to break a dude down, but if you give me that mid-range, I'm knocking it down from the baseline around the free throw area.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Lost art, man. People.
I saw that in your highlights. You got a mid-range game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my game.
I wish James Harden would go back to that. I'm like, dude.
Like KD, that dude.
Right. Oh.
He do it all. One leg.
That mid-range is a lost art. They need to pick that back up.
He ain't missed a beat. I was like, but we all knew that. We all knew that. I was like, but KD finna get back in the league and go crazy.
He's unreal. You can't guard that guy.
No, you can't. I've never seen this is when I knew too. I mean, it's recent, and we knew before. But when he came down 2 years in a row with the finals of the Warriors, and you come down and hit a 3 on LeBron's face confidently, step into it though, like not even hesitate or whatever, dribbles down, sees LeBron coming, is like.
It was like he was in the gym by himself.
Right.
I was in Cleveland when he daggered him in the face.
Right.
I was there.
He's done it 2 times.
Yeah.
And once I saw that, I was like, he can't be stopped. Like, I was about to say, I don't even recall KD's shot ever being blocked, but it just happened recently.
He's 7 foot, man.
Yeah, no, I just saw that recently. I was just like, man, all right, but nah, offensively, yeah. KD, he can't be stopped. He can't be stopped.
Who do y'all like to watch right now? Maybe like a player that y'all like to watch or players.
Dame.
Cold.
When
He is cold.
When Kobe left the game, like favorite player of all time, and I was in search of a favorite player, like trying to feel, I'm a players guy as well, so I was like, Kyrie's nice, and then I was like, but he's on Cleveland, so it's a little resentment, like. So once he went to Boston, I'm like, Kyrie's that, so it was like Kyrie or Dame, I'm like here, and I kind of went into Kyrie. Then when he got to Boston, everything just went all haywire. So I'm like, I should have picked Dame. Like in my head, I'm like, but nah, Dame. And when Kyrie's on this shit, Kyrie. Yeah.
I like to watch. Well, recently, I like to watch LaMelo. I like watching Dame Lillard. I like watching Dame Lillard when people make him mad. Oh my God, he is such a great thing to see. They stay. I don't get it. I said, why are you poking this bear? Like, did you not see what he did to the Rockets 4-5 years ago? So everybody was like, he ain't making that net. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when people still talk mess, I be like, that ain't the right thing to do.
He
you know what
plays
I'm
with
saying?
a chip, man. And that's what I like most about it.
When he gets
plays with a
angry,
chip.
whew, watch out. I mean, of course, I like watching Steph. I love watching the Warriors. I'm not too big on watching LeBron. LeBron's great though. Who else I like? I mean, James Harden is frustrating, but his offense is just a work of art. I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? But overall, the NBA is just, I'm glad that it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. It is very entertaining. But like you said, though, some of these rules and how this stuff changes and everything, bro, I'm just like, Shaq, and they talk about Jordan. I'm like, Jordan would have averaged 60 easily. Easily.
Yeah, 20 free throws a game.
Exactly. But I'm loving the NBA. I want to ask you some either or questions.
Yeah, shoot.
You listen to music while you warming up or working out?
I do.
All right. Let me fire some music at you real quick. I'm a DJ, by the way.
Okay.
All right. I saw in one of your interviews you were wearing an NWA t-shirt.
Yeah.
All right. So NWA or the Dog Pound?
That's tough. I'm going NWA though.
NWA. Lady Gaga or Beyonce?
I really don't like either.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Beyonce because she's just an entertainer. Though.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Brown or Usher?
I'm going with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, C Breezy.
Who gonna win a dancing contest out of them two?
Chris Brown
That's
now. Before,
Nah. Usher. Nah, it was gonna be Chris Brown regardless.
have you not seen the you don't? Now I will agree. But Chris Brown, when he first came out versus when Usher was doing the "You Don't Have to Call" and the "Make Me Wanna," coming out the shoes, the rollerblade.
He had Hillies, but
I know. I'm just saying. Okay, hyphy or trap music?
I'm bait to the heart, so I'm going hyphy.
There it is.
I fuck with trap when I'm in the gym, though.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. MC Hammer, Can't Touch This, or Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice?
MC Hammer, baby.
he said bait to the fullest.
All day.
You feel me? Lil Baby or Da Baby?
Little baby.
Lil Baby. And last one. Death Row or Bad Boy?
Death
Row,
Okay.
man.
All day. Yeah.
This is what it is.
Come on over to Death Row. You want people all in the videos,
In the
dancing
video.
and shit. Come to Death Row.
So
Classic.
I'm gonna rewind a little bit. It's kind of off topic, but because I did my homework a little bit, I think it was probably '96, going into senior year. What dramatic event happened to you in a sense?
In '96.
I think it was '96, before the start of your senior year.
The summer. I don't even remember that far.
Changed locations, moving.
'96.
Was in going to senior year. You moved to your dad's, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. I got jumped. I was on the Muni, and these dudes came on the bus.
Wait, Muni, what bus line?
I was on the 15.
Okay. I was just about to say that it had to be the 15.
We talked about the bus lines.
And they bringing it back. They bringing the 15
Don't get
back.
on it.
Don't do it.
I was going home. But anyway, someone was at the bus stop, so he stops the bus. The other guys ran to the back and pulled something out the engine, so we were stalled. And the guy was like, "Oh, y'all motherfuckers get off the bus." And I'm over there nervous as shit, like, fuck, I ain't going nowhere. But anyway, the bus driver was like, maintenance is coming, just chill. But the dude I was with was like, man, we could walk, pumping me. I'm like, all right. Anyway, long story short, he runs while we're walking. And I end up fighting trying to fight 7 or 8 guys.
Nah.
So the police watching the whole time. They try to drive off. I jump on the hood, like, take me home, whatever. So we get home. My mom's, scared or whatever. So 2 of my other boys pulled up and was like, we know where they at. Hop in.
They boys in the hood, you.
I was just about to say that.
And
yeah.
my mom, I was literally about to get in the car. And my mom was like, no. You're going to your dad's the rest of the summer. So I stayed at my dad's the whole summer. And that was one of those forks in the road where you like, if I would have hopped in the car with him, who knows what would have happened.
We might not even be sitting here talking.
You know what I mean? I'd have been doing 17 somewhere else. Then 17 years in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So that was a life-changing event that happened. And I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, I did a little bit of homework.
But yeah, man, those was them days, man. But it's one of them things you just, you grow from and make you stronger. And I'm just lucky that my mom was there outside when I was about to hop in the car.
Yeah.
Man, God bless Filipino moms. God bless all the Filipino parents.
I'm gonna call your
mamas.
dad. You go ahead and take your dad.
Man, when they get loud,
45 minutes away.
Right.
I was like, shit. So yeah, that was the story.
Piggybacking off of that though, what was the deciding factor for you to go when you were like, for you to make the decision to go to the draft to the Philippines? Like, what was the deciding factor, if there was one?
I just went with my heart. I was just like, this is something I've been doing.
You were young though, man.
Yeah, I was, but it was something I've been doing, and since I was 14, when I was a freshman in high school, and I had the opportunity to say, who knows? Like, I could become a pro, and I could always come home. Why don't I just give it a shot?
That's the same, man. That's some of the realest shit. That's what my brother. I have an older brother, and I made a decision like that before I went off to Alabama for like a year. Went to school for a little bit, but ended up coming back. But that's the same thing my brother told me. He's like, you could always come back.
Home is always gonna be there.
Right.
So I went over there with a backpack and a duffel bag. That was it.
Yeah. Nah, that says enough right there.
And it was a decision that changed my whole life. It's the trajectory of my life. Coming from where we grew up.
Right.
So very fortunate.
So before you went, and before your coach, introduced you to, about the league or whatever, did you know anybody that played overseas before that? Anybody?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know anything about overseas. There was no YouTube. There was none of that. Only thing I knew was just college hoopers, and but not no one personally that went overseas and played. Like, I was just in my own little bubble, just trying to play ball. Yeah,
because I was telling people growing up, I was fortunate enough. I had a close family friend. I don't know if you know Ray Kelly.
Yeah,
Ray Kelly was
a little before me though.
Yeah. Neighbors, and he went and played overseas. So he used to send back jerseys, like Beijing Ducks jerseys and at ABA jerseys and stuff like that. So like growing up, it was never the league for me in my head. It was like overseas. Overseas was like my goal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like NBA was like far-fetched in a sense. Also, I understood heard about the love of the game overseas. Like, you don't have to be Kobe and LeBron to get that love. Like, you just play basketball out there. They love the game, and they're going to pour that love into you. And I always loving the game. I thought that was always the goal. So yeah.
I grew up. I wanted to be in the major leagues though.
Oh yeah,
that was my goal. I would be at Candlestick at the Giants game, and up in the nosebleeds, $5 seats, just
cold as hell.
Watching watching like Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark back in the
days. Yeah, I like Kevin Mitchell,
their coach, and that was my dream. Like, I started as a 9th grader on varsity in baseball.
What position were you playing?
Third base.
Okay,
so it was night and day.
It's a tough position too.
Starting in the varsity in baseball, and now I'm on JVs for hoop, and I'm not even seeing the court.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, after a while, I was just like, man, I kind of drifted away from baseball. My pops was mad, like, you need to just play both, continue playing both. And I was just like, I'm tired of baseball. This is challenging. This other thing is challenging for me. Yeah. But it all worked out.
You're a natural born athlete, man.
Hey, man, a lot of hard work.
No, I know, man. I know. With your whole story and everything, which I think is amazing. What's your favorite part? If there is a favorite part, if there's a part that you could say, this is the one that is your favorite or defines you, or what was your favorite part of the whole journey?
There's a lot of.
I bet there is, man.
Try to narrow it down to one.
You could say a few, but the most, just the ones that mean the most to you.
As far as like basketball wise, is being there my first 6 months and winning the first championship for the franchise.
Okay.
Being able to be all league as a rookie with another guy, 2 guys on my team. That one was the MVP, the other guy, Jimmy Alapag, is a good friend of mine. He's also a fill line. He was a mythical team member as well, but that one really sticks out to me. I mean, like I said, it's hard to pick one. I think it's just more of the friendships I've made.
Yeah.
Over the 17 years, and you meet people that you never think that you would ever meet, and you have a lot of things in common, actually. So when I step away from the game, that's probably what I'm going to miss the most, just like the locker room and just meeting people and just that's basically it. I'm trying to think of something, but
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, real quick. What are celebrations like for the championship? What are celebrations like? Y'all go back to the locker room, pop bottles and stuff like that, man?
We don't got no bottles like the league, but we got Gatorade and water and ice buckets. Okay. And it's fun. Like, everybody get all way jumping around like little kids.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Like you battle the whole season for that moment. And I was fortunate enough to win 7 of them. I've been to
Can't even count the finals.
16 maybe. I've lost more than I've won, but
you won more than most, so it's all good.
Right.
To be able to do it and win that many times and being part of a team that's considered. There was a span where we won 4 out of 5 championships.
Oh, dynasty.
And we won. We had a 3-peat, and we're considered one of the best teams ever.
Nice.
They're one of them.
You're a part of history.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But it was just a great team. Everyone just got. It was just like going to the playground with your friends every day. That's how fun it was playing with everyone. Everyone was humble, and everyone just wanted to get the job done. Everyone says, "Oh, the goal is to win a championship. Everyone's going to sacrifice." But to actually be around people every day that's willing to sacrifice and willing to and are happy for your success, that's what makes you a team.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, give me one time that, because out of 17 seasons, there's got to been some rough times. Give me a time or situation that you're in that, if you felt like just this isn't for me anymore.
I've never thought that, but after my first season, I got injured, and we were out in LA. Our team was out there training, and we were playing against guys, and I popped my shoulder. Like it completely, it got pulled over my head, and I could try to keep playing for a couple months, and it kept falling out. So I had surgery in the Philippines, and it just didn't feel right still. The doctor's telling me it's part of the process. I'm like, this don't feel right. So my team, luckily, they're like, we're going to send you to LA, shoulder specialists. They deal with professional athletes. Go out there. Very first assessment, talking about Kobe, his personal trainer, up until he died, was also mine.
Oh, wow.
Judy Seto, she's actually with the Dodgers and the Lakers still. I don't know if you watch JaVale McGee's YouTube channel when they're in the bubble, but she's on there too, like in the training room. But anyway, she assessed me, and she went to my shoulder, and it popped out. And she's like, "When did you have surgery?" I was like, "I just had it. Had an MRI. There was fluid, infection, all this stuff." She's like, "We got to go back in." I'm like 25 years old. I'm balling. I'm like, "What?" So I literally had 2 surgeries, major surgeries in 4 months. And I was only supposed to be in LA for 2 weeks to have therapy. I was there for almost 5 months.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was like, is this really worth it? I just had an amazing season as a rookie. And then it was all taken away from me. And that was one of the
you've been
moments-
battle tested, man.
It was tough mentally, and I just used it like, I just need to try to keep fighting. And at the beginning, it was hard. But then after that, I was like, I'm going to try to make it back. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But that was one of the times, not me wanting to be like, wanting to quit. It was just more of like, damn, is this it? Like, I don't even know if I'll be able to hoop no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was one of them trying moments in my career, and it came early on, luckily, in my career.
Got you. So we have a couple questions we ask certain people. We have people on our show. One of them is, what is a hometown hero to you? What is the definition of a hometown hero?
Definition of a hometown hero.
Because there's no actual definition.
I guess someone that never forgets about where he came from, and not just saying I'm from here, I'm from there, but to give back and to always, try to uplift others and try to be a role model to others, especially where you come from.
That's deep.
Yeah. I would agree.
Another question is, give us 2 people that you can vouch for and help us get on the show. Via Zoom or in person. We don't mind flying to the Philippines. By the way.
I do. You can hit me on the Zoom.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody.
What, that you know? Yeah. Anybody. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
Anybody interesting, huh? I have a good buddy. I don't know if you guys remember Dante Green. Used to play for the Kings, played for Syracuse.
Yeah.
I'll say sound familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good buddy of mine. I'm sure he'd be open to doing the show. He's out in Maryland. He was a teammate of mine also in the Philippines.
Okay.
He played as an import, but man, straight bucket. Let me see who else I can get on here. Man, I don't know. What kind of guests are you guys looking for?
Anybody.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
who has a story.
It could be some of the young guns because I know
Anybody.
I know some play with you are currently playing with you over there. I mean, anybody. It doesn't matter. But
A guy locally right now that was my teammate. He's from the Bay. Not sure if you know Simon and Ciso. He went to Skyline.
Simon,
Yeah.
call me.
He's out here. I think he would be a great guest. He just signed a new contract.
I seen that.
Very happy for him. Little bro did it. I think he would be. His journey is nice to hear also.
Nice.
Give us some players in the league right now, PBA, that people should look out for, or that who don't follow PBA. Who should we tune in to look for, or Google, or whatever we need to do?
Right now, the biggest name in Philippine basketball is Kai Soto. He's playing on the I forgot the name of the team, but it's a G League team, and it has Jalen Green and all those guys.
Jalen Green.
So he's a 7'1" local Filipino.
Oh, the young kid.
Lefty, highly skilled.
I seen him.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the future of Philippine basketball for sure. I mean, everyone thinks he's going to get drafted maybe next year or the year after, but that's a name that you guys should look up. Kai Soto. Jumar Fajardo, big man. He's been the MVP the last 5 years, 6 years straight. There's a kid out there, Paul Lee, got range like say like Curry.
Yeah.
Pulling that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that I just go down the list, but there's a guy on my team, local kid, Roger Boy. He's on the national team. Tough. But those are just a few names from guys from over there that are awesome.
And one last question before we get up out of here. The TNT care package.
I was going to bring one. I was going to bring some. I'm going to come back through.
All right, for sure.
What y'all need?
You, whatever you got, man.
We'll take it off.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? I brought some, not for you, but I didn't want you to feel alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the only champion here. So I had to, dig into my archive. I just want to let you know that it's 2 champions.
Was that
sitting up. These 2, yeah, I'm a champion too.
That's definitely not a third. That's definitely not a Thurgood trophy.
I ain't got 7, but I got 3. They lifetime trophies. I was a youngster when I won these, but I just want to let you know you ain't the only champion up here. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Dre.
We all champions.
My trophies are bigger than that. I couldn't put it in my backpack, so it's all good.
Hey, these was from like ages ago.
I got that care package for you.
I appreciate you.
Man, y'all was gonna bring
Harv, we appreciate you, brother.
Man, Harvey Carey the second, man.
Hey,
17 seasons, 7-time champion, man.
I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you more.
This is
Sure, we
great,
appreciate you,
show,
man.
And I wish y'all all the best with moving forward with this. More power to y'all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.